All right.
I think it's next week.
So, a couple of tips I want to point out. First off, well, hold on. Let me go inside of OOP1 and let me add all the CPP files. Git commit -m OOP code, class code. And we'll go ahead and push that. And we're good. All right. Now we're going to talk about headers, because I don't think we've gone into that too much or in too much detail yet. So let's go ahead and pretend we have main.cpp, include iostream, int main, int argc, yeah I know, char star argv, ooh. Okay, so if we wanted to call some function, what function do you want to practice calling on an array that was not in lab 4?
Dang.
All right.
Count positives.
There we go. All right, int count positives. And we're gonna do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Int array this way. Whoa, let's not do that yet. Int size.
You don't need a const array?
We're not gonna make them const yet,
Okay.
because that'll cause other problems. We haven't gotten there yet. Haven't got. So let's go ahead and create an int array. Let's see, array, oops, test, array equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 77. Come on, give me some other numbers.
-12. -8.
All right, that sounds great. What's the size of this thing? I don't remember. No one's counting it for me?
It's 13.
13? All right, thanks. And what answer should it give us?
It should use 11.
11? All right. Is it going to work? No. Let's go create a new tab. And let's make a makefile. Let's not make a makefile. I'm not going to right now. Undefined references to count positives. What happened?
Doesn't know what you're doing.
Doesn't know what we're doing. Well, let's go ahead and clean this up so it makes some more sense. Let's go ahead and make an src directory. Let's let's move main over to src. Oh, wait a minute. Is your makefile lab due today?
Yeah.
Ah, all right. So we're not doing this.
We just did our makefile.
You already submitted? Were they due last night?
Yeah, they're due tonight.
They're due tonight. Right. So I don't want to do that lab for you
No, come
right
on.
now.
The lab's pretty much done.
All right. So I'm going to make a.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to point me in the right direction about putting it in the object.
So I'm gonna cheat here. src/-o main. There we go. All right. Undefined reference to count positives. And what's the problem here? Why is it saying undefined reference?
Because we don't have an HTTP.
Not exactly.
It doesn't know what count positives is.
Yeah, we haven't defined any code in count positives yet. All right, so we need to actually give a code. Let's have it return 0. All right, it ran.
Look at there.
Look at that. 0. Is that right? No, that's okay. Well, here's the point. Is in general you want to have you want to modularize your code. Hopefully we've taught that well. And so you want to put them in different modules. And the way you do is C++ and put them in different CPP files. So here we might take this code out and we'll make a new tab for, let's see, what we can call it, arrays.cpp. Put that right in there. Alright. And then the other thing you want to do, tab new, arrays.hpp. Okay. So then if I go back to main.cpp and I include arrays.hpp, what that's going to do is it's going to replace this line with everything in this file. So it's literally copying and pasting that right here. So if I were to put more lines into the arrays.hpp file, it would just copy and paste that directly on top of my main CPP. That is what it is literally doing. It's not actually doing something else. It is literally copying and pasting it into your file.
All makes sense now.
It all makes sense. Oops. All right. So now, is it going to compile? Well, I need to edit my makefile real quick. So it's star.cpp and it doesn't try to compile header files because that'd be weird. There we go. And sure, back to 0. Alright, so what does this code need to do? Well, int sum equals 0 for int I equals 0, I is less than size, I plus plus. If, let's see, array sub I is greater than 0, sum plus plus, right? What do we need to return?
Sum.
Okay, wow. We are on top of it today. Hey, 11. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
So you don't have to do like an include like arrays.hpp on this one.
You should.
You want to run Valgrind, see what that memo is?
Okay, we can run Valgrind.
Everything's on the stack.
Yeah, everything's on the stack.
Yeah.
Yep. This creates a static array initialized with these values on the stack, if you're not familiar with this syntax. And as Jonah was saying, on top of arrays, it is good practice to include arrays.hpp, because if this class or this function needs to call other functions, it needs to have those headers forwarded. Now this is going to cause a problem when we try and run the main. Fatal knows, or you know, if you don't type things correctly, that'll cause the problem as well. Oh, it actually took it. That's amazing. Okay.
Wait, why do you think it was going to cause a problem?
Don't you gotta do something at the bottom?
Yes, you are supposed to. And that's actually kind of weird that it didn't mind taking it twice. Oh, I know why. Because it is fine. With function calls, if you override them twice, everything's kosher. Yeah. But obviously, that should not be the case. Let's change this up again. Let's go back into main and let's create, I don't know. Let's see, int array. We'll call it my integer array. So that's a class, so we need to actually create that class. So we'll go over here and we'll do, say, class int array right here, public int array. Whoops, that was weird. That was Java coming back. I like to go ahead and make the D. Or actually, this is the header file. Perfect. We're going to leave it like this. And then private. What should be the private variables here? Well, we need to have int array and then int size. Okay. All right. So that creates an integer array. It's declaring inside of arrays.hpp. Arrays.cpp is including it, but it's not providing any implementation. And the main.cpp is including it, just so we can at least run it. All right, let's see what happens. Still good. All right. Include arrays.hpp. We're good here. So if we have the code on this side and on the header file, and we want to actually implement in the CPP file, this is the syntax for it. So now you actually have array equals null and then size equals 0. So you can go ahead and call it. Ooh, null was not declared, probably because we didn't include it. stdlib.h. That's where null is actually defined, and there we go. All right. So if we're over here and we want to give it another one like public count, count negatives. And again, C++ or Java was in my mind at the time. Now this is not a constructor, so it needs to return something. So we need to call it int count negatives, and we want to put it inside of the arrays.cpp. Again, copy it over. Make sure you do int array in front of it. Hopefully you've seen the pattern. When you want to implement the function in the class, you just put the class name in front of it and then double colon. It's the scoping operator. Return 0. All right, so far so good. And then std cout. Let's see what we got. My integer array dot. What do we call it? Count negatives. All right. Ooh, here we go. Request for member count negatives, which is of non-class type int array. Let's see what happened. Probably mistyped something. Count negatives. Nope. Ooh. Ooh, what happened? Wait, what did happen? Count negatives. Count negatives. Implemented right there. Ooh, can anyone see what happened? Which is of non-class type.
You said at the bottom of the page.
Bottom of the page? Actually, I don't know what happened here.
Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah, it should have actually called the function just fine. Count negatives, that's public. Int count negatives. Int arrays right here, that's fine right there. And then you create the int array. You actually don't even need the parentheses. Oh, this is C++ being evil.
What?
Yes. Forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have the parentheses,
That's confusing.
I'm trying to see if I can explain why this happened. If you have the parentheses, it's like you're defining a function. So you're trying to define a function inside of main. So C++ didn't go to the default constructor. It was, why are you trying to create a function and then call it later, but by
Nothing
trying,
inside
it
it.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Yes. That'll get you more than once. Like it just did to me. All right, and that's how you can actually count negatives with a class. Now I have to wait till the make files are done before I really can do anything
Is
else.
this how you want us to do it in the lab?
For lab 4, yes, yeah, because you're going to have your arrays.hpp with your different functions, and then your arrays.hpp where your functions are declared. But if we were to actually jump back to the lab, arrays.hpp. All right, I have if not defined and defined. We haven't talked too much about why that is, but that is just to make sure you only include this once. and not twice. This is vitally important when we go into doing templates. And then if I were to cat arrays.cpp, well, right now they just don't do much. Notice also I'm only implementing 3 different functions here, but in the lab there are 4 because there's a remove function. So you're going to have to figure out how to, whoops, I did that way too fast. There's a remove function in the lab that is not currently in your header file or your CPP file. So you're going to have to add that yourself. Okay? Great. Any questions? Yes. Getting done well before lab time.
So you moved lab 6 to next week.
Yeah, I will update that to next Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, next Wednesday. Any other questions? No? Because y'all
I have
again,
a question concerning GitHub, but they're
Oh.
not great. So.
which is not good.
Yeah, you gave me these.
Oh, good. I mean, I'll come and help. I'll come help you in a moment. All right. Any questions, comments, screws longs? Great. Now about this.
Did you set up the upgrade already?
The autograder, there is an autograder for Lab 4. It does not give you partial credit yet.
So if you get it right, you get it right. If you miss
Get-
something, you get the whole thing wrong.
You got it.
Awesome.
So I'm going to work on giving you partial credit. Haven't gotten there yet,
Sweet.
but we'll get there in a moment. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. Let me update the dates on Lab 4, and then I'll come and start helping people, starting with Malik, because you came in earlier. All right.